Yo, people, what's happening? Welcome to Saeed TV, and we are live for the debate show. It's coming at an unusual time, but listen, the Premier League has been mad today. Lots and lots of football. Tried to fit it in, but listen, I didn't realize the Arsenal game was at 7:45. And yes, Arsenal are top of the league for the people in the chat. You know what I mean? I know you're in here. I know you want to gloat, but you know what I mean? Fair play. We can give you credit. We can give you credit if that's what you want. So yeah, listen, big up to everybody who's locked in. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Big up to Caleb who says United with the TRA and the 1958 hashtag Glazers sell Man United. But listen, let's introduce the panel for the debate show. Man, like Statman Bay is in the building. What are you telling me, Statman?
I'm good. What are you saying?
Yeah, man, not too bad. Big up to Adam. You know what I mean? I appreciate you coming out of your time, your study. But big up to you, Adam, man.
No worries, my bro. It's such a pleasure. Hope everyone's fine.
Absolutely. And also, man like Danny Devils in the detail to unpack all the issues at Man United. What are you telling me, Danny? You good?
No, Arsenal fans are happy, so I'm not happy. I'll be honest with you. It's difficult seeing Arsenal fans happy, man.
Same, man. It's actually mad, you know. Let's just rewind it. Let's unrewind the day today. Obviously, we're looking at the Premier League table now. Arsenal top of the league, 37 points. Man City in 32 points. They are 5 points clear of Man City. Newcastle, crazy, in third with 30 points. Tottenham with 29 points in fourth. Man United 6 points behind. Obviously, 2 games in hand behind Tottenham. And obviously Liverpool 1 point behind us, chasing us down for that number. For them positions. Obviously Chelsea today. But listen, Statman, man, it's crazy, man. We have to win tomorrow, you know. Like, it's no messing around, you know, man. Like, professional job, man.
That's what it has to be. I think Fulham have Mitrovic out as well in it tomorrow.
Yeah, we do.
And I think let's be honest, that's the main goal for it going. I'll be honest, it depends how I play see the game. And obviously the World Cup's coming up. I think there's certain players in that camp that just don't want to play before the World Cup. I think Ronaldo's one of them. I think Anthony's one of them as well. And I don't blame them, kind of thing. Like you saw with James Maddison had a little injury scare today.
Came up straight away.
Yeah, you can't blame players, kind of thing, innit? But we just have to get a job done, kind of thing. And we should be able to beat Fulham.
Yeah. You know what, man? Adam, has it dawned to you that Arsenal could win the league, or are you still thinking that, you know what I mean, they will fall short?
Yeah, I think they will fall short. I think that's the thing with Arsenal fans is they never learn. Maybe they are very good, but they don't learn. It's too early still. It's like I think last season they thought they had top 4 until the very, very end. And I don't think they didn't get it. So yeah, we're not competing for winning the league this season, so I don't really care about what's happening at the top. Really, I'm quite excited with Ten Hag. I like him, to be honest. I like him. I think I'm happy that we got him. So Arsenal they will probably end up doing Arsenal things. That's it. It's in their hands. So I think we just have to wait.
Yeah, Danny, what are you thinking about today? Tottenham got a big 3 points, man. Newcastle, I wanted a draw there. They got the win. Chelsea obviously are in the mud, but bloody hell, man. You know, it is. Things are not working out for us. We missed the opportunity against Newcastle. We missed the opportunity against Chelsea. We haven't capitalized. Other teams are capitalizing on certain situations. Aston Villa, another one we never capitalized. You know what I mean? Tomorrow's a big one, man, when you look at what's happened today as well.
Do you know what stands out to me? Like, stands out looking at that table?
Yeah.
18 goals scored. Look at everybody else.
Yeah.
-1 goal difference. We need to start rectifying that for me.
Crazy that,
yeah,
you know.
I think Adam's right. Don't concern yourselves with Arsenal and City.
Yeah.
Liverpool, I was frustrated with that Villa loss because Liverpool are coming. They will come back. People shouldn't sleep on them. And Chelsea aren't good right now. So we need to capitalize on these moments when Chelsea have dropped points, of course, today. So we need to capitalize on these moments for me. Like, they're not in a good... I don't know if you watched the game today. They're not in a good place, Chelsea. At all.
I know.
Graham Potter's making the same mistakes that Tuchel made. by playing people out of position, playing with the back three when they should just be playing 4-3-3. So we need to capitalize tomorrow for me.
Absolutely, man. Big game tomorrow. And, you know what I mean? We're having this debate. Sancho, Garnacho, what's going on? Let's start with you, Danny. You know, if Sancho is available tomorrow, would you start Sancho or would you start Garnacho?
I'd start Garnacho. And let me just disclaim, unfortunately, on YouTube, you have to say you rate players before you constructively talk about them. It's very, very strange. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people. They think I don't rate Sancho or something. Like, I've got a lot of time for the player. And I said this last week, so 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, Said, yeah. I don't associate not doing the basics and bad decision-making with Jadon Sancho. I don't associate these things with him. So when I see that, it tells me something's wrong. He's out of form. Maybe the manager's instructions are confusing him. I don't know. I don't have the answers as to why Jadon Sancho's not playing well. I just know he should be doing the basics, and the decision-making I saw against Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken, that's the last time we saw him. It was really poor. And I wanted Garnacho in immediately after that game. And listen, I think it's unfair to say Sancho just gets back in because he's a senior player, and you tell the young player, well, even though you're doing okay, because you're young, we just have to bench you because you're young. Like, at the end of the day, he's in the first team. If your performances warrant you starting because other people aren't doing their jobs, you start for me. Simple as that. And if he has a difficult hour because he's a young player, you don't know how he'll do back-to-back games and all of that, then you bring Sancho on. Simple as that for me.
You know, I feel like for me, it's one of them situations where with Garnacho, he probably offers more Statman than what Sancho can do at the minute. And this is what's the difference maker in when we really can't, you know what I mean, break down low blocks as it is anyway with our team. So you do need guys who are going to break them lines, break and charge into that space, create havoc, create, you know, some sort of kind of disorientation at the back for the opposition. Where are you on in terms of just Sancho at the minute coming back into this team now? The fact that Garnacho has had them good impacts since the Real Sociedad game, Villa, then the game against Aston Villa on the Carabao Cup.
Sancho's going to have to step up, but I think this is a good thing because we saw what happened with Luke Shaw when Malacia benched him. If I'm Jadon Sancho and an 18-year-old kid's benching me right now, I have to prove myself again. And I think this is the perfect motivation I think Sancho needs. I don't know if Sancho's going to be in the squad tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't. Like I said this to Ty, I feel like 10 hours probably just taken Sancho off kind of thing. Just like get your mind straight kind of thing. Have a 2-week rest kind of thing. Come back after the World Cup. We're going to have a couple friendlies during that time. And just kind of hope he bounces back. Because let's be honest, the last couple of games that Sancho did play, he weren't really offering us anything. And we know, let's be honest, as much as like we criticize Sancho, we know he's a good player. We know he's a good player. He's a lot better than what he's shown this season, which is why I'll be honest, I think people are going too harsh on Sancho right now. And I said this to you. I criticize Sancho a lot at the start of the season. But I'll be honest, the way people are talking about Sancho right now, acting like he's a crap player and that, he's not. We've seen glimpses last season and even in parts this season where we've seen Sancho's quality. You can't just keep writing this guy off. Like you can doubt him, but then you also have to give him the opportunity to fight back. And hopefully he will after the World Cup.
But you see what I'm saying, though, Statman? Those people make it difficult to be constructive about criticizing him because people will lump you in with those people saying, I've heard some people say, sell him in the space to me yesterday. Yeah. Some wild stuff. Like,
that's what a lot of people are doing now. A lot of people are saying that now.
But those people are going overboard. Like, they're going too far, obviously. But we're just looking at it like he's not playing well. You can't lie about that.
And I think confidence is a massive thing for a footballer. When I watch Jadon Sancho right now, when he did last play, his confidence looks done kind of thing. And it's understandable. Like, you are playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. You're still relatively young. You're going to feel it sometimes.
Do you know what the issue is, though? Sorry, Said. Because you said something there, Stan, yeah? Look at this season. He's had some good games, like Leicester, other games. I thought he was good against Southampton when he had the freedom to come off the line. When you look at the performances in the games, there's no reason why the confidence should be that low. Do you get what I'm saying to you? It's not like he had 2 bad performances in a row before the Chelsea game, so it made sense that he was that poor. It was just out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere. He
That
was average
means,
for a
is
little bit, and then
Yeah.
just was just terrible. It's like, where's this come from? It didn't make any sense to me.
Big up to I'm gonna read the super chat before I bring Adam in. Our owners, big up to Joe Linton. Our owners' net worth went up to 492 billion. The real United are back. Well, listen, big up to Newcastle. Listen, if you can strengthen in January, you guys are definitely in the mix for the top four race. But Adam, Danny makes a point there. Like the form has come out of nowhere in terms of is it a case then of physicality then? You know what I mean? Is he conditioning his body well? Because you know what I mean? He hasn't played badly, but it's just not kind of like up this game and the levels haven't gone up, Adam. Is it a case of physically, you know what I mean? I don't know, mentally. What can you pinpoint it to?
Yeah, I think it's a bit similar. Yeah, I think it's a bit like Martial when you know the quality is there, but sometimes you just want a bit more aggression, more shoulder to shoulder, more direct as well. But like Statman and Danny said, I just really don't understand how all of the abuse and all of a sudden Jadon Sancho was considered to be a terrible player. I don't understand it. And even when people were criticizing his performances, I said, yeah, I expect more from a player of this quality, but I still don't think he was playing that bad. The Chelsea game and the one before that, yeah, I think he was poor, and he's had a few bits in games that he was not really that good. But to be honest, I think it's overdone. The criticism is overdone, and this is something that is weird. Like Danny said, is our players are either taking an entire combined 11, or our players are shit. We need to sell them. There's no such thing as a player finding form or just being good or just being not United level or maybe just very good without being. There's a lack of nuance, and I think Jadon Sancho is a very, very gifted footballer. And I would love to see a bit more of the Anthony, Martinez, and Malacia type of attitude where, they are very focused in the game. And I love that focus. And we don't have, you could say Fred and McTominay are very focused, but they lack the quality. And they are everywhere on the pitch. But I want to see that energy, that focus on the game, plus the quality of Jadon Sancho come together. And when you're a flair player, I think confidence is very important. It's something that fluctuates, and it's weird because all of a sudden he got all of the criticism, and he sees those things, and those players, they see it, and they just can't wrap their head around it. Like, what did I do wrong now that I wasn't doing that all of a sudden warrants me being sold? It's just very weird to me.
The thing is with Statman, with the situation right now with our front three, you know what I mean? We probably do need Sancho to play on the right while Anthony's out of the picture. Then Rashford can stay on the left, because then when Garnacho, he's better on the left, but then Rashford isn't good on the right. So he's got a bit of a dilemma here, Ten Hag, especially tomorrow. You know what I mean, for the game, because at the end of the day, Garnacho is better suited on the left, or would you play him on the right because he's got that kind of fearlessness about him, and he could probably play anywhere across that front three? You know what I mean?
I'll be honest, it's a tough one because I thought Bruno on the right's been all right the last couple of games, but the problem is putting him on the right takes away so much century. In terms of, I still feel like Donny van der Beek has to do more. I don't feel like there's a correct balance or a correct answer that you can have to the front four currently until Anthony's back, because Anthony is a unique profile in terms of the only left foot in the squad, for example, on the right-hand side. For now, we're just going to have to make do. It'll be interesting to see what Ten Hag does tomorrow. I don't know. Like, initially, I was like, surely Garnacho keeps his place, Rashford has to play, Martial has to start, and Bruno has to play. But then the problem is, who do you move on the right? Are you playing Rashford on the right, or maybe is Bruno on the right and maybe Rashford in that 10/centre forward role kind of thing that we've seen a couple of times? But it's up to Ten Hag, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Big up to Ronald Jacobs says, don't know how people are getting on to Sancho, who came 1 or 2 seasons ago. He played under 3 different managers now in different systems. And the same people being patient with Rashid and Martial for many seasons.
Let me address that, Saeed. See, this is what I mean. Don't confuse the extremists with constructive criticism. He's been here 1 season, and so far, what's he done that Martial and Rashford done? People stuck with Martial or Rashford because they did something for you for at least a season or 2. So you had something in a Man United shirt to say, maybe Martial can replicate this from that season. Maybe Rashford can do this from 1920. We don't have that in a Man United shirt for Jadon Sancho. Me as a Jadon Sancho fan, I need to revert back to the Dortmund days. I don't have anything in a Man United shirt. That's why I'm worried, Saeed. I'm concerned. Because he has a lot of talent. And I don't agree with this. I think Sancho just needs to apply his game. He's never going to be like Garnacho. That's not him. And if that's what you want him to do, he's going to disappoint you. That's not him. I need him just to be crafty, use his guile, his vision, and his passing from a wide position. That's where he's excellent, and we're just not seeing that.
Big up to Alien. Tell us was under Ten Hag. You swim or sink. It's that simple. And Sheets of Metal says Arsenal 3 times. Come on, you Gunners. Be honest though. Do you think it'll work out with Sancho in terms of what Ten Hag wants from him? Like, can he provide that, Danny? Though, can he provide what Ten Hag wants? And is he? Because Bruno's giving that sort of tempo for what Ten Hag wants on the right hand side. He might not have the quality that Sancho has, but he can have that kind of durability, that kind of intensity. Is it just about intensity that's missing from Sancho's game? If then that means it's a case of physically some we can work on the training, maybe conditioning, maybe I don't know, fitness, improve the fitness.
I think Adam said the key word: focus.
Focus. Okay,
that's it. Focus, tunnel vision. Even if you're aggressive in your mindset and it doesn't come out in the way, because he's not going to be that guy, but in your mindset, be focused. That's what seems to be lacking, and of course, confidence and everything else. But in terms of the balance of the front line, I don't think Donny in the way that I don't know if have you seen the average positions from the games that Donny's played in? He's the highest player.
I know.
If Martial plays, maybe that can work. Cool, because we haven't seen Martial with Donny when he's been. We haven't seen that a lot, so maybe that could work. But I'm concerned about that role. It don't make sense. The ball's not coming to him. People aren't finding him, etc. However you view it, he's not getting on the ball. He's not making anything happen. So that role, I just don't think it works for him in this team, in this league. I'd prefer to see Donny in what the role that Eriksen's doing. And in my opinion, I think Eriksen would be better on the right than Bruno. Don't you agree? I think Eriksen would be better there. Like, why have Bruno? That's just for me. I know that I'm moving the jigsaw pieces, but I'm just thinking, is Donny effective, the furthest forward player? No. Eriksen in the 8, I have some issues with it. I think he'd be better on the right wing than Bruno. He's a better crosser. His ball security is better. He's better in tight spaces. I'd play Eriksen on the right wing and Bruno on the 10 and Donny as the 8. That's just me though. And then, or maybe you can have Garnacho on the right wing. I don't know. It's a conundrum for Ten Hag though. It's not a good situation with the front line.
What would you say is the best balance for you, Adam? This is the front 3 right now. Obviously, Martial would probably be striker, but in terms of, the ones we've got available, Garnacho, Rashford, Sancho, if he's available tomorrow, what would be your kind of best balance right now for what Man United? Because we can't break down teams. We're not scoring enough goals. Okay, Aston Villa game. When I look back at it now, they capitulated, and we put them in that situation, but they got overpowered and they capitulated. But when a team's set up, we do struggle to break teams down. Even when it was at 3-1 down, we didn't really kind of create much, So what would you say would be working best, especially tomorrow when Fulham will sit back without Mitrovic? They will even sit back even more now.
Yeah, I really don't know, to be honest. I don't know if we can play Garnacho on the right. That's the thing, because I think Eriksen on the right is a good shout. I think Martial and Rashford have to play because they usually play well together. And I think if Martial plays, that's the best chance of having Rashford scoring. But then again, I really don't. I think it's a tough one. I really think it's a tough one. I think it shows how badly we miss Anthony. And yeah, there are some holes in some holes in his play, in his game, but we need the right-hand side to be occupied. When Anthony's not there, that side of the pitch is just non-existent. And we have Dalot alone, to be honest. So, but with what we have at the moment, and we don't know if is Cristiano Ronaldo fit.
I don't know what's happening.
He's not playing tomorrow.
Is not playing tomorrow?
No chance.
Ronaldo's he's not playing for Man United again.
Is he in the squad tomorrow?
No, he didn't train today.
No, he's been left out for the World Cup.
Okay, good. Well, that's a good thing.
I don't think Dalot trained either, because he's suspended.
Dalot's out though. He's out suspended.
Yeah. Well, come on, and you can't blame him.
I don't know. If Anthony Sancho didn't train, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Sancho didn't train. What is up with Sancho, by the way? This tonsillitis. What's going on? Like, is he on a training cramp that we don't know about? What's going on with Sancho? Because I'm chatting to a lot of people and they're saying, oh, he's got tonsillitis, but then he had it last year, the tonsillitis.
Mm-hmm. So someone did tell me in the chat one of the other days, like apparently you can have it again if it's not removed or something.
So, but he didn't want to remove it at the start because he's too old enough to remove it, or something like that. Apparently, the doctors don't really want you to kind of remove your tonsillitis. Obviously, I'm not trained in that department, but I'm just kind of like.
Is that the rumor? He's got tonsillitis. Yeah, that's the rumor. Yeah.
But I don't know. Ten Hag hasn't really said anything.
I'm gonna keep it so real with you, Said. Yeah.
Yeah.
When a football club tells you a player's ill and they're mysterious about the player's situation, he's not ill. I'm just gonna keep it so real with you. I'm gonna keep it so real with you. He's not ill. I think what Statman said about him being taken out of the team and then just keeping it quiet for whatever the reasons are, we'll never know. That's what I think is. I don't believe he's ill. I didn't believe that story as soon as I saw it. As soon as it said it was ill, I was like, we're not going to see him for 3 weeks. This story's bullshit. I knew that at the time when they released it. So that's just me, though.
I don't know, mate. I don't know what's going on then, innit? Statman. Can you pinpoint anything? But I don't know. Has the manager done what he's done to Garnacho in pre-season? Maybe bad attitude. I don't know. Like has he done something like that? Do you reckon?
No, but sometimes just taking a player out the firing line is not a bad thing. Sometimes the player just needs it. This could be perfect management from Eric Ten Hag. Only time will tell. Yeah. Let's be honest. Like Sancho.
And the thing is, if he don't get twisted. Like, why is Ten Hag chasing Gakpo? Where does Gakpo play? Like, if you don't have a good season. Ten Hag's ruthless. People shouldn't put it past him getting rid of Sancho if Sancho don't step up for him. He's got no reason. He didn't buy him. Don't forget that. You may like him. We may like him. Yeah. We may say on paper, of course, he can play Ten Hag football. But in reality, at this level, you have to deliver. And this manager, he's ruthless. If you don't play well, he drops you.
I think he rates him. I think he rates Sancho because
he rates Donny. Look what he said.
Yeah, he does. He does. But I think every time he got a chance to play Jadon Sancho, he did, to be honest. Even when he wasn't playing well and people were criticizing Sancho over the top, he was still picking him. And he was still subbing him in or subbing him off, but still he was always involved. And for example, with Malacia, he took him out, Maguire took him out of the team. But Sancho has always been there when he was able to play, to be picked. So I think he really likes him. And the Gakpo thing is just, he likes versatile players. And we need forwards. Like we need forwards.
Are you mad, mate? Big up to Michael O'Connor. Big up to you, man. Always supporting the channel. Said, I have my doubts that Sancho is up for the fight for his place in the team. At Dortmund, his place was bedded in. Is he up for the fight? Statman, what do you reckon to that one? You know, I mean, in terms of United, Dortmund never really struggled, has he? Now he's just, he's got to struggle. He's got to get back into the team. I feel like for me though, he does believe in himself. But I feel like time is not with him. Time, you have to use your time wisely in terms of knowing that, you know what, my place is up for grabs here. And Garnacho, you got Rashford, Statman, yeah, who's come out of nowhere when everyone thought it was going to be Sancho on the left. Then you've got Garnacho who's come out of nowhere, who he didn't ever think that would be here at this stage, developed so early. And Garnacho, listen, people can say he looks like maybe a Rashford when he started off, or this is all what young players do. But this is what Sancho should be doing. And this is the key thing.
Yeah, but Sancho's a different sort of player to Garnacho kind of thing, isn't it? So you can't really expect the same. But listen, man, Sancho will get enough game time to prove himself. Though. Like, people forget when the Europa League, we got the League Cup like 3 days after the World Cup final. Some of our players are not going to be ready after the World Cup. Say, you never know, England might get far, Rashford plays for England. You don't know kind of thing. Ten Hag is going to have to use his squad, which is why I'm like, you just have to be patient with the Sancho thing. And when that person said, like, is he up for the fight? Only time will tell. We have no evidence so far to really judge it.
Yeah.
He's got the right coach, though. That's one thing. You can't make that excuse from. He's got the right manager to help him. So
yeah. And you know what's crazy, man? Ten Hag was at the under-21 game yesterday, man. So listen, he might be looking at, you know what I mean, the next crop and thinking, right, who can I
looking for Fred's replacement? That's what he's doing. Like, which midfielder?
Probably mine, yeah. Who's he looking for?
A Fred replacement.
Well, listen, Fred, man, bloody hell, mate. But big up to Prem Prodigy, man. It's been a while, man. Big up to you, man. I appreciate the super chat. Goes, Sancho for me played best on the right. Never ever stood where he gets put on the left. Now Anthony is here. That's Eric Ten Hag's guy. Sancho's in trouble. Big up to My United Analytics. Big up to Waz. Players that mysteriously get ill or recover from injuries 2 weeks or so earlier than expected. Mystery. PEDs occur in football as well. Happens in rugby. I've been told firsthand. You know this here, though, Adam, is a good point here.
Or recreational, but carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. On the right, you know, I think even you said it, Statman, as well, that Sancho is better on the right. Or did you say he was on the left? I think you kind of switched.
I prefer him on the left, innit? But I don't really care kind of thing, innit? I think he's shown he can play both. Yeah.
So on the right then, Adam, you know what I mean? Like, would that be a kind of a position where you think... But then he's brought Anthony in. So in case he has to just get himself back into this team, no matter what. Like he's got to get exactly. No matter what way you think if he's going to play, he's just got to get back into the team and play to a standard that Ten Hag has something to think about. That's what he's got to do. Simple.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think if we get a good Jadon Sancho on form, I think he's by far our best left winger. I don't think it's even close. I think he really is our best left winger when he's on form. And if he's on form, he's just behind Anthony on the right. So if he really wants it, he can get a spot in the team, in my opinion. If the rest of the team is coherent, of course, because with injuries and strikers and stuff, you might need to have Rashford playing in, or depends on Martial if he's fit or whatever. But yeah. If Sancho was playing well and not ill or supposedly ill, he would play on the right tomorrow, no problem. And that would be his spot. No one would take it away from him until at least Anthony comes back. So yeah, he needs to get back fit, but it's a good thing, because sometimes taking someone out of the team until they get their head together is a good thing. Jadon Sancho is 22 years old, big price tag. He's very young as well. Let's not forget this. He's 22, and a lot of expectations, of course, because of the price tag and the talent as well. He's a good player, and you expect more, which is fair because it's Manchester United. You need to have always better and do better, but that's fine. But taking him out of the firing line doesn't appear to me to be a bad decision. I think he's a rated player. He's been here one season. That's his second. And I think he was good last season when Ragnick came in. I think he was one of our very good players in that period of time. So I'd give him time. Of course I would.
Absolutely. Sancho is always looking to cut on the left, whilst on the right, his decision making is better. He's more direct. But listen, we do have a game tomorrow. Danny, what were you reckoning with the right back situation? Obviously, there is no Dalot. Is it as easy as saying? A lot of people are saying Malacia play him there, but I'm just like,
okay. So if you don't play Malacia there, you want to see Lindelof and Maguire together on the right hand side. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Very, very sticky.
That's what I thought. I don't want to see Lindelof and Maguire in that back line together. That's the sticky thing. If Varane was fit, then I'd just say play Lindelof right back. It's problematic either. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to say too much. It's problematic either way. No matter what he does. No matter what he does, it's problematic. If he plays Malacia there, I don't care if it's Lindelof or Maguire. It's problematic because they both got their flaws. If he plays Maguire and Lindelof there, that's also problematic. Like it's just not good. We need a right back in January. Like that has to happen.
Oh, we need Jeremy Frimpong or Malo Gusto. One of them, man. You get me? Like we need someone there, mate. He has played right back before, but come on.
I take Gusto. I would take Gusto. Gusto crosses. See how they make it. You see Dalot fanboys, yeah? I'm just running the genders quickly. They'll tell you he has to be closer to cross. Go watch Gusto. He can be wide on the touchline. Quality crosses. Quality. As wide as
you
like.
Prefer, him or Frimpong?
I'll go with Gusto. Yeah. Frimpong plays at wing back, innit? You've got to be suspicious about those guys that play in the wing back system. In the Bundesliga as well. I'd rather go for the French league. Gusto's good though. Like his crossing is excellent. Excellent. He times his runs well as well. So I prefer Gusto me personally.
We got Ethan Laird obviously doing well at QPR, but again, Gusto. I need to watch more Gusto, but I've watched a lot of Frimpong. But again, like I said, it just depends on what the manager wants. But what about you, Adam? What are you thinking tomorrow? The back line. It's going to be a sticky one either way, man, because Shaw didn't have a great game against Aston Villa. Malacia, I thought, had a very good game against Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup. So he's got a lot to think about there, but obviously he has to play him at right back. So it's going to be a sticky one. If someone has a bad game, we haven't got anyone to bring on, Adam, like it's literally the back four or bust. Like no one else can you bring on.
Yeah, bro, but I said this summer we needed 2 centre halves and 2 midfielders. I've kept saying it the whole summer. And now, because like Danny said, I can't have the right side of Lindelof and Maguire. That is atrocious. And I just don't know what to do. But then again, Martinez is not playing the Barcelona game, but he's there tomorrow. There shouldn't be a problem with that. Yeah. Well, then you have to go. I'd probably put Lindelof there. I'd put Lindelof right back and pray for the best. But it's just not. I don't think there's a good option. I don't think there's a solution.
Should we play a back three?
Change the system.
Back three.
One player, man. We're playing Fulham.
No, just to have that defensive stability, because it's, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just thinking maybe defensive stability just for that sake, because that back four would not have probably played with each other.
Who plays wing back?
Who plays wing back, exactly?
Same problem.
No lie. We saying Bruno right wing back here?
Yeah, I was thinking about Bruno right wing back, to be honest.
No lie, I think that could work,
You know what? The way he's moving, he'd probably do it and probably do it well. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, he'd probably do it well somehow.
He doesn't play back three. Has he played back three for Ajax, Danny?
Rarely, like 8% of the time. Like it's happened once every 30 games or something. Like it doesn't happen often.
Big up to everybody who's locked in.
Then you have the 3 centre backs. You would have to put probably Maguire in the middle.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but Martinez is our best centre half, and I don't want to push him too wide, to be honest. You just, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
We got to live with it, Saeed. We just have to hold the L on that one. There's not really, what do you do?
Yeah, true. Big up to everybody that's locked in right now. Make sure you guys are liking the video. 430 of you in the chat. Let's get them likes. So let's support the channel. The more likes we get, the more it helps our algorithm. Startman, tomorrow midfield. You know what I mean? People want Donny to get a 4th game in a row. You know what I mean? Can we make it possible? You know what I mean? Because the Donny fans want that to happen, man. They want to see you get one more chance. I'm not going to lie to you.
DDL, so Donny Defense League. DDL.
Is that what it's called now? Yeah, Donny Defense League. Bloody hell. I ain't going to lie to you. I was watching Donny, because the game was rubbish in first half, I was watching Donny closely, and he was just almost wandering around with the ball. He looked a bit lost. He looked a bit like they didn't want to pass to him. So what he then did was try and search for the ball. But then Ten Hag called him and said, listen, stay where you are and the ball will come to you. Do you try that kind of system again? And then obviously maybe play because Bruno might be playing on the right, I think there's a high probability Bruno will play on the right. So that means it's either Fred or Donny. Which one do you pick there?
It's not really a good choice, is it?
I don't know. McTominay had a good game, but then
McTominay actually does good further forward,
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Now, I'm not saying he's United standard in the final third and stuff here, but he actually looks decent. But
he's better in that role for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I don't think Donny van der Beek's done enough. Fred, let's be honest, Ten Hag clearly don't rate him like that. Oh my days, man. I don't know. I think he probably edges towards Donny van der Beek with Bruno on the right, Martial up top, and Rashford on the left.
Yeah.
Just because, let's be honest, he still kind of praised Donny van der Beek the other day. And Donny van der Beek has got consistent minutes over the last couple of games. I can't remember the last time Fred started, other than the Carabao Cup game.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. It's crazy.
I think it goes with Donny van der Beek.
Donny van der Beek, this is crazy, man. And Danny, come to you, man. Well, how do you explain Donny van der Beek? You know what I mean? Honestly, like in terms of what we're trying to do, like what can he give us apart from the runs that maybe his position is? He can't play in the 6 because I don't think.
I'm going to be honest with you. People they've put their eggs in this basket and doing everything they can to be glass half full with Donny van der Beek. I challenge anybody to tell me. I'm 35 years old. I can go back to second strikers like Bergkamp, players like Zola, attacking midfielders / strikers like Letitia. I can fast forward, try to David Silva, KDB, even Gerrard at Liverpool when he played as a 10. I'm trying to think. What I'm trying to do here, name me a midfielder in the Premier League who succeeded and he was passed first, give the ball up. Everything off the ball, and when he gets it, the first thing he does is just pass it to somebody else. This ain't the league for that. You have to have an impact on the football. People will compare him to Muller as an example. And I'd say to them, well, in attacking situations, Muller takes control.
Yeah.
Donny concedes control to other people. So you're at the mercy of the team. This team's not playing well right now. The combination play is not there. It's not fluid. If the team was fluid from back to front, you'd see Donny thrive because he'd be in the right position, get the ball,
There you go.
see his intelligence, etc. But without all of that,
right player, wrong time. Yeah.
And he's the highest, like I said, he's the highest player up the pitch. So it's like, it's another Kagawa situation. I liked Kagawa. He was 2-footed, intelligent, crafty.
Kagawa had more impact than Donny, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but Kagawa just didn't. It just didn't fit with the team. It just didn't fit. And I look at Donny, and I'm like, in this role that Ten Hag has chosen for him at the moment, and I've spoken to Ajax fans about this, that Ten Hag just prefers him higher up the pitch. He was playing in central midfield, and Ten Hag was like central midfielder higher up the pitch for Donny. He preferred him higher up the pitch. Just to give Donny a chance, the way this team is constructed, I prefer to see him in Eriksen's role. I don't even know if he'd do better than Eriksen. I'm just saying, I think he's got more of a chance there than higher up the football pitch, waiting for his teammates to, to find him so he can have an impact, in my opinion.
But then you like Eriksen's progressive passing range.
And this is why I don't think he'd succeed there. Donny, even now in that role, but I tell you in the group chat, see, the stats I can put out on people. Before that Villa game, he hasn't had a single forward pass, Saeed. Before that Villa game, before the cup game. Not one forward pass, no progressive pass. He attempted one in 2 games. One. Come on. And he didn't even make it. He didn't even make it. So it's like, that role's a poison chalice for him at the end of the day. So, yeah.
Big up Sheets and Metal says, all for you, Saeed, and friends you ain't catching. Big up to you, man. Adam, I seen you, obviously, you backed him up in the WhatsApp groups and whatnot. Donny van der Beek, give me a reason why, it could still work, for Donny van der Beek in terms of, him as a player, the fact that, he's an intelligent player. Give me some hope. I want some hope as well,
Yeah, well, I think Danny was correct in what he just said. But the thing is, he said, Donny relies on the team and on the players around him being intelligent. So when the clicks, you can expect to have a Donny performance. So I don't think it actually makes sense to say we need to get rid of Donny because the team is not yet ready and the team is moving in a direction where he will actually eventually be very, very useful. So I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. The team is not good enough yet for his play to actually as good as it can be. Maybe he will have to leave, and I don't have a problem with that. I like him. I think he's a good player, but if the manager decides he needs to go, then he needs to go, and that's it. It doesn't work out. But my thing is, Ten Hag knows this player very well. He gives him instructions. He wants him higher up the pitch. And the team, especially when the last game we had McTominay and Fred and Bruno on the right, the team was not very intelligent, let's face it. So his game was never, ever going to be good. He was never, ever going to have a good game. But then again, if we actually get to where we want to get, we might have to start looking for someone like him. Maybe. My point is, when the team clicks, him is going to be, Donny van der Beek is going to be much better. Jadon Sancho is going to be much better. Many of our players are going to get much better. We need to improve the whole team. And if that involves getting rid of Donny van der Beek, I don't have a problem with that. But I don't think we should get rid of the very few intelligent, good players we have until we get the whole team clicking. And then it's easier to sort out what pieces we actually need to improve on and which one needs to go and which one needs to stay. Yeah. So when the team is going to play, when the team will play a better football, we are going to get at that level that the manager is happy with the performances. Well, I think Donny van der Beek is going to be very useful. And going back to what Danny said about in Premier League history, having player like that, we like, what did you say? We don't have the players like Donny van.
If you think about it, second strikers, 10s, and even midfielders in the Premier League, they're not pass first, give the ball up. They will impact the game on the full. They can take control of the situation. Exactly. Whereas Donny, let's do the perfect team goal. Do you get what I mean?
But until very recently in Premier League history, you didn't have managers like Ten Hag. You didn't have players in system that had 3 members. You had mostly 4-4-2s. So it's difficult to compare them because those impact players were playing in positions where they actually could have the impact. We didn't have back threes that frequently in England. We didn't have total football in England until fairly recently. We didn't have gig pressing football and the whole German school of thought. So you can't really say that we never had players like Donny.
No, Adam, you missed the point I'm making. So I'm saying it's a poison chalice because you're asking Donny to break the mold. That's the challenge for him.
No,
right?
I'm not trying. Not necessarily.
For me, he has to be because David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, they're dynamic players on the ball, right?
Yeah, but they're very different. But
even Foden, he's active, he's dynamic on the ball. This is what I'm saying. And even if you want to go to the last 5 years, it's sticky. I can't think of it. I'm trying to think who can I compare to Donny, even in the last 5 years that succeeded in that style of play. That's why I think.
Yeah, but I'm actually challenging you to pick many players that are like Donny van de Beek, point blank. There are not many players like him.
Across Europe, it's whatever. Like you can find players who do that a little bit.
A little bit, but not that many. That's why we.
Sorry, my connection just went. So, but I didn't hear what you just said.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You might need to come in now.
Oh, for real. Cool. Let me come.
Yeah. So basically, I'm going to read some quotes from Ten Hag or Donny van de Beek. Yeah, I see the opinion that Donny might not suit England, but when I watch back his performance against Sociedad and Villa, he's in the positions I expect number 10s to do, and nowadays that tends to be really difficult to show themselves. He says what Donny van de Beek is doing well is positioning and his movements into space with strikers, especially with the number 9. That combination is really good positioning and anticipation in and out possession, and he did it to my satisfaction in the last games. I have seen Donny van de Beek isn't scoring on the list. He's not on the assisting list, and he could do better. But I think he's not. I think he's still not on his limits. I've seen him better in the past, but I think positioning-wise, he's acting well. But he has to make that setup. You know, and obviously he says here, I don't think loan makes sense. It's either fight for himself or prove himself in this atmosphere, in this environment, or he goes. Wow, that's big. That like he's trying to basically say it's now or never, isn't it, Statman? Like you've got to what do you call it? Perform, or what I mean, because this is the biggest pressure moment you're gonna do.
I think that's the last thing was the best thing in terms of there's no point of a loan, it's now or never kind of thing. I think, as I said, he has until the end of the season. You're going to get enough opportunities with the Europa League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup to prove yourself. Ten Hag's clearly shown if you perform, he's going to play. He's shown it with so many other players, which is why I'm like, it's up to Donny van de Beek. And let's be honest, if it doesn't work out at the end of the season, we cut our losses kind of thing, innit? Wish Donny van de Beek all the best. Maybe the Premier League went right for it. And listen, he's still a good player. He will succeed elsewhere, hopefully, innit? But that's pretty much it. He will get his chances, though.
Ronald Jacobs says, out of Maguire, Fred, Donny, Palestri, Lindelof, who are you replacing first? And in what order? For me, Donny would be the last to replace on that list.
Get them all out in the exact same window. No order. Same window.
There you go.
Forget Donny, just the rest of the list. You can get them out in one window. You don't have to pick orders. Just
yeah. 100%. 100%. It's interesting though that he did say he's not in the assist list, he's not in the goal scoring list, but he is in them positions that he wants to tend to be in. Danny, in terms of the number. Yeah, go on, Adam. Go on.
No, the team is not good. It's not good enough. We need to improve on so many areas still. So I think we had a good transfer window, but nowhere near as good as it should have been. Nowhere near. So Donny van de Beek is picking the right positions, and you can see that his game was quite similar from one game to another, and the manager still picked him. So that means from a manager perspective, he was listening to him. And he was not getting picked by his teammates and maybe not being aggressive enough and not showing enough. But still, I think overall, I think the manager was quite happy with him. So that is quite encouraging as well. So it's not so bad. And then if you bring back Casemiro and then you bring back Anthony and other players, and well, you might have Varane, because let's not get it twisted. We have a hard time getting that ball from back to front with those two, and even one of those two is terrible. So I think people are being harsh, to be honest, and fair enough, because we want more. But before Ten Hag came in, Donny van de Beek never played, and whenever he played, we all agreed pretty much that he was quite decent and he should have played more. And now all of a sudden he's terrible coming back from injury. Again, I think people might very well be right about it. I'm not saying that he will actually be a top star player for us, but again, no patience whatsoever, and just nuance, just being a bit more balanced, just a bit more.
Do you know what the issue is though? Like, while we're waiting for the team to get better, he has no value to the team then. If the team ain't performing to the optimum level to get the best out of him, what's his value in that situation? It's not very high. That's why I call it a poison chalice. That's why I call it a poison chalice. In fact, it's unfortunate that he was injured, because our build-up play was better in those sequence of games when we played Everton, Villa, had the Europa League game in between, the Chelsea and Tottenham game. We were getting into the final third quite well. And at that particular time, things have like disintegrated since that point. But after like the Chelsea Tottenham game side, we were saying, you know what? The front line is the biggest issue at the moment. Varane was fit. Casemiro had some big performances. It was like, okay, the front line needs to get better. But then Eriksen got injured. He's out of form, by the way, and he's getting away with not being spoken about, I have to say, because other people want to.
So speak about it. Be honest. Eriksen.
He's been overplayed.
Is that on Ten Hag? Is that on the situation?
And what happened was, if his form slightly dipped, then he got injured. Then he's come back, and he hasn't been quite the same level he was, say, 3-4 fixtures ago before he got injured. You get what I'm saying to you? So, yeah, like, it's not just Donny Van. The problem is Donny's not a problem, right? He's just struggling in the team. I mean, he's not even struggling. He's not having an impact because the ball's not getting to him, right? And who's supposed to get the ball to him? Adam touched on it. You take Varane out, who's nimble on the ball. I don't think he's the best with the ball, but he's faster with the ball than Maguire and Lindelof are. You take him out the team, then the backline progression dwindles a bit. Eriksen's not on form. Progression from the middle third dwindles a bit. Bruno's on the right hand. Do you get what I'm saying to you, Said? Yeah. All of these factors affect everybody else. That's the problem right now. The squad is thin. The squad is thin. And I'd say to the board, go do your summer business in January. I get it. You overspent in the summer. You spent 216 million, 250 if you include the add-ons. Fine. What's the summer budget? Can you do something in January to address that? Because if we come back from the World Cup with injuries, yeah, it's.
I don't even want to think of that, man.
Just quickly,
Are Denmark going? I don't know if they're going.
Yeah.
Come on, Eriksen's going to the World Cup as well.
Eriksen's talisman.
Danny, just quickly, did you not think Eriksen was good when he came on against Aston Villa the other day?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
that was one of his best performances.
He was, but I was waiting for that to happen. I'm just saying overall.
Yeah, I agree with overall. I'm just saying the other day now.
Yeah, his form dipped a little bit, and that can happen. And again, it's like, who's going to replace him in that role? We don't have anyone to replace him in that role. And by the way, Fred's been garbage. Fred's had one good 60 minutes this season. He's been trash. He's been absolutely terrible. He needs to go in January. We need to be ruthless. I'll be honest with you.
Fred and McTominay. Fred plays better without McTominay next to him, and McTominay plays better without Fred next to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've said it already. Like, honestly, this is.
If you want to get the worst of those two players, play them together. That's if you want to get a proper like recipe for disaster, play them together. Fred improves when he's not playing with McTominay, and McTominay is the same thing. He improves when he's not playing next to Fred.
I'm telling you though, Eriksen, we better on the right than Bruno, in my opinion. Ten Hag disagrees. That's fine. Defer to the coach, but I think Eriksen will be better there.
But I don't know if Eriksen has the kind of the athleticism, the mobility to go up and down in terms of now, because of he's played a lot of games. That's just my own opinion. But goals, man. We need goals, man. Rashford is a main part and main source of our goals. You know, him on the left or him up front, which one do you prefer at the minute right now? Because he has improved his game, like, back against the wall. If you look at the flick on that he gave to Ericsson, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very happy with that, because a Rashford would have panicked, a Rashford would have not been aware of his surroundings, but he actually moved his position, played it into Ericsson. Obviously, the ball was a bit too much, but still the ability was there. What are you thinking now? What are you thinking? Or do we keep Martial? Will we go straight to this team tomorrow?
No. Martial starts, Rashford's on the left. Rashford suits that left-hand side much, much better than he does up top. And let's be honest, Rashford, fair play to him. A lot of people wrote him off, me included, but he's been improving. The header that he scored the other day, you can clearly see they've been working on that. And I'll be honest, like, the best of Rashford when he plays with Martial is when Martial's up top, Rashford can kind of bounce the ball off him. They can link up, utilize it. So it has to be Rashford on the left, and hopefully he can kind of get a consistent running on the left-hand side after the World Cup if Martial's fully fit and stuff.
Yep, 100%. But you know what is here though? Are you worried though, Statman, with the goals? Obviously, we're not scoring many goals. Our goal difference is -1. I mean, I don't feel like we've conceded that. Like, obviously, we conceded 3 against Villa, but the Man City result was a big turning point. We don't score enough to create, +5, +8, +10. We don't score enough, man.
Yeah, but I said this, like, we were never going to be the complete article straight away.
Look at that.
Yeah, we were never going to be the complete article straight away under Ten Hag. We were always going to have some issues in the side. Let's not even lie, we still have improved offensively. There has been games where we've been creating chances, we just haven't taken them. Which is why I'm like, listen, of course there's going to be some issues, but overall, United have still improved massively. From defense to midfield to attack. Which is why I'm still very happy with the situation we're in. We're going into a World Cup and we could be 3 points off 4th with a game in hand.
Yes,
how can you complain, kind of?
Yeah. That is true. Big up to my guy JJ Ashman. I appreciate the generous donation, mate. Saeed, my bro, your worst nightmare is emphasized every week. Arsenal are contenders, and today further solidified that, at least 2 seasons ahead of Man United. I don't know about that, mate. But you know what? To be fair, you are in terms of transition. Yeah, you're right. A couple of reinforcements in January, and hopefully win the league. Love one, bro. Listen, if you win the league, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I've changed my mindset about Arsenal winning the league, and I don't want to speak about it now. Maybe for another day. Maybe on a big 6. I think for me, City winning 3 in a row probably will hurt me more. This is my own kind of feeling. Everyone has their own. Maybe because I'm from Manchester. Maybe because it's local. People that live obviously outside Manchester, Arsenal, you see them every day. But listen, I think I've got like maybe 2 or 3 Arsenal mates that live in Manchester, so it's not too bad. But big up to JJ Ashford.
You know what it is? Arsenal have like the bigger fan base, isn't it? But I'll be honest, man, I enjoy watching Arsenal. I said this before.
Listen, don't see. That's what I mean. You're overgoing it now. Why?
But
say that?
But sometimes you just have to take a club bias. I mean, come on, man. How can you not enjoy watching Arsenal right now?
City have been dead to watch for 2 years.
Yeah.
And no one, they're better in the Champions League in the knockout stages, but in the Premier League, they've been boring to watch for 2 seasons.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Ten Hag is the last manager to beat Arteta. We've got them in January. Just imagine Ten Hag does it again. You know what I mean? Is this league waiting for Ten Hag? You know what I mean? What's going on, man?
Wait, did Ruud Vanish not beat Arteta as well?
No, I'm talking about in the Premier League.
In the Premier League.
We've got one last season, isn't it? You know what I mean? But, we've got still the Geordies around. You know what I mean? It's one of them. Tomorrow, would you play a diamond formation? Would anyone play a diamond formation?
I'll be honest with you, it wouldn't even matter because it would be that on paper. Ajax last season, for example, he got a lot of injuries. He went to the diamond, but the shape of the ball was damn near the same with the 4-2-3-1 on paper because he still looks to do the 2-3-5, 3-1-6, 1-3-1-5, whatever you want to call it. He'll still do the same overloads. So it won't even. You can do it, but it won't change.
Who have you got to watch out for tomorrow, Statman?
Mitrovic is out. I'll be honest, I haven't really watched a lot of Fulham this year.
They've been
I can't really comment.
You need to be watching them.
Hey, listen, anyhow Pereira turns up, though, because Pereira's actually been all right this season, isn't it, from a creative point of view. Listen, he's probably going to have a game of his life. I actually like, the little I do have watched of Fulham, I do like the left back, though. The American guy, the Robinson guy. I actually think he's a decent player, but overall, I haven't really watched much of him.
Big up to Ronald James. I understand Martial is having a great season, some might say, but his fitness has been very inconsistent. Even if he scores 20 goals, I'm selling him this summer and getting a consistent fit striker. By the way, maybe Ivan Toney, man. I don't know. I think, you know what, man? There's a couple of people that come up to me on the weekend now saying, Ivan Toney, man, say you'd be looking down on him. I can't lie, man. If we get him, I wouldn't be too displeased. Let's look at the Fulham team. Anyone to look out for? Danny. I don't know what's happening.
Like that, man. I haven't had a chance to watch them this season. I looked at the price they got Paulinho for, and I was like, that price, I wouldn't mind him. So it'd be interesting to see how he does against us. He's a good...
Is he out, Tete? By the way, is he out?
Don't know.
Face this guy, man. Tete, let us know, people in the chat. Tete's
out. I haven't watched them enough to speak about their whole team. I'm not gonna lie.
Andy Robertson. They've got Harrison Reed is a big player for them. I think he's out. Tom Kearney, obviously. Andres Pereira, man. Honestly, man, it's written in the stars.
He's gonna score a free
Andres
kick.
Pereira
He'll score a free kick.
Sorry?
I bet he'll score a free kick or something. Like he'll do something.
Exactly.
Remember that game against Southampton?
Hey?
Remember the game against Southampton a couple of years ago when Pereira got that banger?
Yeah.
In the Prem. True. And I think he assisted the tackle as well, didn't he?
Yeah, true.
Like, he has those moments, in it, Pereira. I'll be honest, you see Pereira technically, he's actually not too bad. It's just his decision making, he was just brain dead.
Yeah. He's brain dead.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah. Big up to Wes Express Football. You think we will win? We will get into predictions in a bit, but big up to you, bro. I appreciate the super chat. Right. Adoma. Paulinho is someone we have to watch out for. Midfield battle. He will love to control that. He's very, very combative.
He's just intelligent as well. He doesn't have to run around. Man. He's got positional intelligence. I like midfielders like that.
Yeah. Obviously, we got a famous face in Dan James. Willian can do something on his day, but again, this guy here is one that I think will cause problems. This guy here, Bobby Reed.
They've got they got a Vinicius. Have you noticed they've got a Chalobah? They've got a Vinicius. What's going on with
that's the guy that used to be for Tottenham, isn't it?
Oh yes, that one, isn't it? Yeah,
the
one that the Mbappe celebration.
Man. He's rubbish, man. He's not all that, man. I think he flopped at Tottenham, innit? So I don't know, man. But again, he might play tomorrow. Bobby Reed, again, like I said, watch out for him. Harry Wilson, yeah. But yeah, Dan James as well. So listen, they'll be a stiff team, man. If you look, I want to look at their form guide this season. In terms
how many goals have they conceded? I feel like they're a team you can
24.
Okay.
24.
They gave City a good game. Lost 2-1, but I think City had the man sitting off.
Everyone's been giving City a good game apart from us this season. I'm not going to lie.
That's true as well.
Yeah, Fulham played 14, won 5, drawn 4, lost 5, 23, 24, -1. Yeah, but they are only.
They've scored more goals than us. How have they scored more goals than us this season? Fulham?
Yeah, but to be fair, Mitrovic is out for this game as well, which is a massive positive.
15 million for Paulinho. We could have done.
Oh, it's 50. I thought it was 25. Okay, that's what I'm saying. At that price, I'm like, take a punt on someone like him.
Yeah. Listen, but it is what it is, man. Let's get our team that we're gonna play before we kind of get our predictions and wrap up. Big up everybody who's locked in. I don't know how many likes we're on right now, but please smash the like on the video. It helps the channel massively, helps the algorithm. So please do hit the like button on the video. And yeah, let's get into the so David De Gea, of course, will be in goal. Dubravka didn't play all right, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I think the goal, though, he should have done better. So we are going to say Malacia then, yeah?
Yeah.
Malacia. Mm-hmm. I can't put him in there. What's his first name? Tyrell or
Tyrone?
Oh, they won't let him play. Bro. They won't let him play him. Like, here, what's going on, man? Yeah, they won't let me play him. Let's just assume that. Oh, the website's crashed. Website's crashed, mate. I don't know what they're playing at, but anyway, listen.
Hey, where's Axel Tuanzebe, by the way? He's injured.
Hey?
Axel Tuanzebe.
Bro, him, Brandon Williams have all been demoted, man.
Brandon Williams was injured, though, innit? Axel, I don't know. Was he?
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka was injured, then he was back. Like, who bloody knows what's happening behind the scenes with these players, man.
Yeah.
All a
And
mystery.
people want to tell me that Ole did a great job. Look at this absolute mess. Like a year after, we are celebrating a year of after Ole's sack. Look at the mess and the shit we have. I would never forget that Ricky fan cam when he said that the next manager that comes in will bin Wan-Bissaka and Maguire. He will drop them. And look, here we are. Dan James is gone. Wan-Bissaka is dead. Maguire is shocking. Dan James is I said already. Fred and McTominay, terrible. Like, bro, it's a mess, this club, and we need to get a lot of players in.
Absolutely.
Fred and McTominay were Jose guys, to be fair.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't blame Oli.
But he could have done something.
Football club problem. That's a
No.
Man United.
I recall Ole saying that McTominay is his Roy Keane, and he was always picking those two, and he also said we don't need midfielders because we have that position covered.
That's not true, though. That's come on, man. That's not even true. It's a Man United problem. Every time you go into a window, you have to improve your team. You have to improve your team. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
Particularly that COVID summer, Cavani, Donny, Amala Diallo, or Ahmad, whatever you want to call him.
Oh, yeah, Ahmad time.
But Ahmad,
already.
That loan, I've been seeing. I don't watch him, but I keep seeing clips. I'm like, this is good. Keep sending me clips. I want to see clips every week. It's a good indication.
What is not true, Danny? Come back to that. I didn't get it.
Again, so this is the thing. Like, these quotes about him being happy with the midfield. If you would have given him midfielders he wanted, he would have taken them. Yeah, he just bowed to the football club, didn't want to cause drama, and said the right things in front of the camera. That's all. So I don't know why people are looking for that. Like, he actually
can go back.
Like, Pogba was injured
and said he was prioritizing other positions.
Sorry, say that again.
I think it's pretty obvious, and I think it's even documented that he prioritized other positions. The midfield was not a priority.
So this is where we have a fundamental disagreement. You think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his time had complete control of the windows and can plan it and execute it as he wanted? I don't think he did. That's where we differ. That's all. Yeah. I think it's a lot more complicated than that at Man United. The fact that he got Donny van der Beek and never played him tells you, looking at the transfer policy when he was there, there's 2 + 2 = 4. It's the wrong equation because it clearly isn't. How do you get Donny and don't play him? How do you get Ahmad and he's straight into the reserves? How do you get Palestri and never play him? What manager has complete? That's a Manchester United. That's a Man United problem, or it was when Woodward was here. That's not exclusive.
How do you get Donny, who's better than McTominay and Fred, and don't play him? That means you prefer those two options.
No, but we're talking about the transfer policy. That's a different conversation. I'm talking about the transfer policy. You said he was happy with this and he planned a window and prioritized this. I'm saying at our football club, it's never that simple. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Well, you're not giving me an answer until you tell me that it's not that simple. Of course it is not that simple. Because that's never really simple. What I'm trying to tell you is he had options to put instead of McTominay and Fred, and he could have forced a move for another player or tried at least or make it clear, and he didn't. And he benched Matic.
But he's not. Well, I was going to say LVG. He's not Jose Mourinho. He's not going to get in a camera and say, "I didn't get." So that COVID summer, we know he wanted.
Exactly. He's not Jose.
Example. This is why I don't take. I used to say this. I don't watch his press conferences. He just lies. I literally used to say this. I don't watch the press conferences. That COVID summer, you think he wanted most of those players? So why do I take?
But I don't know where you are disagreeing on me, because everything you just said is actually agreeing with me. He was lying. And he didn't have the backbone, and he was not a Jose or a LVG. That means he left us in a terrible place, and he didn't do the things right, which is basically what I'm saying. And you're agreeing with me.
Okay, so you quoted him being happy with the midfield. So if he's a liar, why would you quote him? There we go.
These two are very funny, you know.
Yeah. The tacticians, isn't it? The tacticals. They are it, man.
I love them arguing.
Put it this way. Put it this way, yeah. I'm very, very happy how everything played out because we've got Ten Hag, the right coach. Woodward is gone.
Daddy won't know what Ollie back.
Ed Woodward is gone. Yeah.
Nah, hold on.
What's up?
You said, why do you quote him when you think he's lying? That statement is so absurd that it's almost a miracle you just said it. I'm
Why?
quoting him. I'm quoting him. He's lying. Of course I think he's lying. I think he's a bum, Ole. I never backed him and you did. But I'm quoting
Okay.
what he said.
So, okay, let's be logical about this. You started the statement by this is what you did. You said
No, I'm quoting.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Let's track. I stopped. I let you make the point. I'm going to rebuttal now. You said he was happy with the. Ollie said he was happy with the midfield. When you made that point, Adam, you believed it. That he believed what he was saying.
No.
Come
What
on.
I'm telling you is he was not actively looking to buy a midfielder. It was reported, and obviously was true because when he got Donny, didn't play him, and we didn't get a midfielder, and we got other players elsewhere.
So if we were going to analyze Man United as a football club,
both things.
If we were going to analyze Man United as a football club, this is why I'm saying he clearly didn't have control over that transfer policy. If you end up with a Donny, you wanted a midfielder, but you were dictated to and said yes to somebody you never played. So yes, that's an Ollie problem, but it's a bigger problem with the football club. It's a Man United problem. There's no getting around that fact. There's a Manchester United problem when it comes to having a strategy in the transfer market. We can't rely on coaches every single time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, of course, we're agreeing with you on this. Yeah. We're agreeing on this. I don't know where you disagree. Or maybe you just want to make a point. I don't know what actually you're trying to do here. We are agreeing on this. But whatever.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
You're the one that kept it going. I was happy to end it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm not making any point. I'm just saying. I don't even understand.
Let's get our predictions in. And by the way, big up to everybody watching. Big up to JJ Ashes. Smash the likes, folks. Big up Said and his guests. Great content. Keep it on, lad. And that's from a Gooner. Come on, you Gunners. And Baines, what do you think about Antonio?
Ain't seen enough of him from Club Brugge.
Okay. And my favorite for Danny is a football encyclopedia. Right, let's get predictions in. I'm going to go for 2-1. Let us know in the chat as well what your predictions are. Statman, what are you going for? I'm going for 2-1.
I was going to say, let's just say 1-0.
Yeah. Adam?
I think 2-1 as well for United.
2-1. Cool. And Danny?
It's going to be another 1-0.
Okay. Cool. Listen, people, big up to everybody who's locked in here. Still over 400 is here. I know it's a late one, so big up to everybody who's tuned in. Big up to the guys as well, obviously. Do hit the like button on your way out. We'll be back tomorrow for the watch-along, the match reaction, the podcast in the evening. Make sure you tune in for that one. Statman Baines, make sure you go follow him on his socials. Make sure you go follow Adam Manred as well on his Twitter. Big up to you for coming on. And also Danny in the Devil Details. Make sure you go check him out. The King of Spaces. Maybe we need to have a Spaces. Carry this on the space. Adam and Danny, carry it on the space. And tune in for that one, people.
There's no point. The man's gone and people are still angry. It's so weird.
Listen, we need to have, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe we need to have more therapy.
You know what I always find funny, yeah? Ollie out as one. He left, didn't win a trophy, was unsuccessful. You guys are still bitter. I'm happy. How am I more happy than Ollie out?
This is too easy. This is too easy. You are the one that was saying.
You're
the one.
I don't want to start again. Right.
Ollie
it's too easy.
It's hilarious.
No. It's too easy. Because now you're happy that he's gone. But at the time, you were making graphs saying that Ollie got tactics. It's too easy to forget that time.
Yeah, and I proved he did. It's agendas, man. Agendas have to run. Always.
There we go.
These two are like a married couple, you know.
Yeah, listen, we're out, people. That one.